Happy New Year, family, and welcome to another edition of Cool Jazz Conversations. My name is Marcellus, Shepard, the Bassman. Well, we are kicking this year off talking to one of my favorite vocalists. And let me tell you, in a sea of female vocalists, this is one whose voice stands out amongst all of the clutter. When you hear her, you definitely know it is her for sure. And I'm talking about the one and only ever soulful Grammy nominated Maysa. Welcome to Cool Jazz Conversations. How you doing, love?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, honey. I'm doing good.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. It's so great. I'm so glad we're in the new year.
Yes. How's Jazz doing, first and foremost? Got to ask about him.
Oh, he's doing. Jazz just turned 21.
Wow.
And he's a grown man now, yeah. And he's doing really good in school. He stays on the dean's list. And he's got a beautiful girlfriend. He's studying photography and videography.
Yeah.
And videography and music production. And I think he wants to get into gaming too, so we'll see. He's into all of that stuff.
Okay, very, very lucrative professions for sure. Yeah, so wishing him luck with that. So as we kick off 2021, what is your word for the year or your vision for 2021?
My vision for 2021 is healing. That's what I want for everybody to, I want this COVID to leave us so that we can return to, well, even get better, but return to some kind of normalcy so that we can grow upon that and make our country and our world better, because this has been something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. I don't know, I never envisioned it. So even with all of those scary movies that they have out and stuff, they kind of warned us about this happening.
For a long
I think
time.
we paid attention. There's so many movies that has been out that kind of foretold this. So I hope that we can fix this and hopefully, get beyond it.
Not that we want to really dwell in 2020, but it was probably what some would consider the craziest and to others the worst year that they could think of looking back, but it wasn't that bad of a year musically for Maysa. Congrats to you. You celebrated your 25th year as a solo recording artist. So yes, congrats to you, my dear. How did that feel?
It was cool. I mean, I can't believe it's been that long that, 30 years total and then 25 as a solo artist. That's a long time to be in the industry. And I'm happy that I'm still in the game all this time. Somehow, God has given me longevity, and I appreciate that. And I really, that's what I asked for when I was 15 years old. I asked God for that.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you closed out 2020 with a virtual Christmas concert, a very Maysa Christmas, and one of your favorite performance venues, the Birchmere. How was that received?
Yeah. Oh, it was cool. It was 72 people showed up.
Nice.
And they were socially distanced and everybody was safe. And Birchmere took great pains to make sure everybody was safe. They did all, they followed all the protocols and everything. And it was cool. Everybody had a good time. We had a good time. It was interesting, playing with my band. That was only the second time we had played since March.
Wow.
We did one virtual concert, a concert music festival. I think it was DuPont Circle Music Festival, something like that we did in summertime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first time we had played together since COVID started. And then this is the second time. So it was we were kind of rough around the edges, but we played with love and happiness, and we had a good time being with each other and making music and communicating musically and all those things we've been waiting for a long time.
And I know that, there's so many artists out there that have gone to the virtual front, and some who just haven't been able to do anything at all, and they've been going crazy. So I know it definitely was a lot of fun for you and the band to be back together.
Oh, yeah.
Those who were there, I'm sure they were just filled with love and joy being able to see their favorite vocalists back on the stage.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I love it. I had to stay away from them. They had the lines drawn on the stage where I couldn't pass. Usually I go to the edge of the stage.
Right,
but they had clear lines, green lines drawn where we couldn't go past a certain point on the stage. And you know, it was interesting, but we got through it.
Good stuff. It's a whole new ball game right now, and
I know.
hopefully at some point in 2021 we'll start to get back to, as you said, a sense of normalcy. You released a couple of singles last year, one of which happens to be on the Soul Tracks Best 100 Songs of 2020. Loving You is Easy. It also made Amazon Music's Best Song of 2020 as well. I love the tone of the song, and I know
thank you.
Yeah, just listening to the lyrics, I know you were driving a lot of brothers crazy because, you know, you had them thinking that you were talking about them, you know, about deep brown eyes and you blew my mind. Who's Maysa talking to in this song for real?
I know they're so used to me singing heartbreak songs, but I wanted to sing something that I'm trying to predict my future here in 2021. I'm trying to predict my Prince Charming finally come into my life, and I will not have such a hard time with him at all.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and listen to that song right now, and if you would, go ahead and introduce it.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Maysa. I'd like you to hear my latest single, Loving You is Easy.
Right here on Cool Jazz Conversations.
Hi, babe. How you doing? Yeah, I'm okay. I can't wait to see you. I miss you.
Deep brown eyes, straight to my heart. Ooh, the way you got me feeling. You blew my mind, straight from the start. Touch is so healing. Oh, loving you is easy. You know how to please me. You're always on my mind. Always on my mind. My time with you is precious. I'm longing for your sweetness. Baby, I'm all yours tonight. A man like you, so true, is what I've been longing for. What I've been longing for. Love is free. Love is free. Will always be heaven right here for me. Oh, loving you is easy. You know how to please me. You're always on my mind. Always on my mind.
Loving you is easy. That's what they say. I don't know. It's definitely complicated. If you're just joining us, our guest today on Cool Jazz Conversations, the ever beautiful vocalist Maysa. She's beautiful on the inside and out. A sister who always greets you with the warm smile, and her music warms you on the inside as well. Thank you again for being here with us today, Maysa.
Thank you, Vic. Thank you.
So you have 14 albums under your belt.
Yeah.
You have a sound that transcends R&B, soul, jazz, funk. You've worked with so many greats over the years, from Stevie Wonder to Incognito, countless others out there. Is there a particular genre that Maysa enjoys the most?
No, I love every one of them. I'm looking into even doing country in the future, but for the most part, I just love to sing, and so any kind of music that I have the opportunity to sing, I will. But I think my favorite place to be is in that jazz, funk, soul realm. That's where I want to be. That's where I kind of feel most comfortable and most happy when I can combine those together.
So I want to come back to the country thing in a minute, but for those who might have been under a rock all this time and don't necessarily know your story and your humble beginnings, let's go back, if you will. Morgan State University, you're finishing up there. you receive a call to audition for Stevie Wonder and Wonderland. Take me back to that audition, if you will, being a young vocalist and having such a large opportunity.
Yeah, well, my best friend, Kim Brewer, was singing with him at the time, and I was about to graduate. I had 1 year left, and she was trying to prepare, like trying to get this hookup so that I could come out there. And she asked me would I be interested in moving to California, and I was like, yeah, I can move there. I got to find like a job. She said, well, I think Stevie's looking for another singer with like an alto voice. And I was like, hey, I would love to do that. So when they came to Baltimore to sing, they did an annual concert with the Morgan State University Choir. And Dr. Carter had them come in every year. And that particular year, they came and Kim asked them, could I audition? And so we went to, I think in the next 2 days, he had set up in the hotel in a conference room with keyboards and all these things. I had to sit there and sing everything he played and all these different, it was the craziest audition. I don't know how I survived it. I was so nervous and scared, and I was a kid, it's like,
right.
But 23 years old. So I was so scared, but I passed the audition and I got nervous because that's like, I got another year of school to do. I got to finish my degree because my parents had literally sacrificed for me to go to school, and my mother sold her engagement ring.
Wow.
For me to just pay for one semester at Morgan. And so, and I just could not finish my degree. So I asked Stevie if I could finish, and he said, absolutely. And he said, I'll come out as soon as you do. And that's what I did. Literally I graduated in January of 1991, and in February I was out in LA. And that's when he was working on the Jungle Fever project with Spike Lee. So I was able to sing on that project. That was my first professional gig.
These three words, truly one of my favorite songs off of that album. And what else? No, Make Sure You're Sure, that's on there as well.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, that's one. Make Sure You're Sure. No, that's fun. Make Sure You're Sure is. I think it is from that one. I gotta check and see.
Oh, it's
It's
so
been
hot.
so long. I don't remember.
It is so
It's been a long
hot.
time.
But I could just only imagine the type of feeling you had listening to this man's music all these years, growing up on it, and then sitting in front of the masterful one, Stevie Wonder. Like,
it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, hats off to you having the maturity to be able to sit in front of him and perform, because I know there were many before you who might have had that opportunity who just simply choked up.
Oh yeah, Denise Williams, one of them, definitely.
Wow.
So it was interesting being in there at the beginning. I think I wasn't received too much by the other singers in the beginning, but we're all cool now. But in the beginning, because everybody's
who is this young chick coming in here?
I know, like, who do you think she is? Like, she just got this gig because that's Stevie. That's Kim's friend, his sister friend. So, but I did the work to be in Wonder Love, and I was able to sustain for a little while. But at the time when Stevie went on a Brazilian tour, I think it was in August and September of the same year, 91. I wasn't asked to go on that tour because he was taking the older singers on that tour, the people that had been with him with the music and didn't have to rehearse anything, And so at the time I was doing other work, and I happened to do a job for this guy named Steve Harvey, a drummer from Scotland, who happened to be best friends with Bluey from Incognito, and that's how I got the audition with Incognito.
And that audition was it over the phone?
Oh yeah. Over the phone. We just had a phone conversation, and Bluey asked me to sing "Don't You Worry About a Thing," and I did. And the next morning, his manager called me and said, "Maysa, I don't know if you sang to Bluey last night, but you got the gig. We're not going to look at any other singers." And so they flew me to London. Yeah, about 2.5 weeks later, I flew to London and I moved there with all my little luggage. It was crazy.
A whole new world at 23, 24 years of age.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
So what did singing and traveling with Incognito do for you as a young vocalist?
Wow. It trained me. It trained me, and it got me ready to, for my solo career. It got me ready to run my own company. It's a lot of being on the road as much as we were. We travel. Bluey literally took me around the world. I would say 6-7 times in my, since I started with him. I mean, everywhere. We went every corner of the world, and places like I know the first time we went to Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan wasn't a very developed place at the time, and they didn't have too many modern amenities that we could all enjoy. So it was a bit rough. We even stayed in a bombed out. Half the building was bombed out. I mean, literally bombed. And they had half the hotel was functioning, so they kept it going. Wow. And we stayed in that place, which was probably one of the worst hotels. But now I guess you can see Kazakhstan now. It looks like New York City, I guess. But back then it was just like incredible. So we've been everywhere. We did a lot, a lot of on the tour buses, a lot of getting dressed on the bus, a lot of dressed in bathrooms, a lot of rushing to planes, trains, just a lot. It was a lot, a beautiful experience, and one I'll never forget, and I will cherish for the rest of my life, because it shaped who I am today. It really did.
That's simply incredible. If you're just joining in, we have vocalist Maysa hanging out here on Cool Jazz Conversations today. Maysa, a few years ago, you launched your own recording label, Blue Velvet Soul Records. Congrats to you once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
After years of recording for many of the prominent labels out there, what or who pushed you to take this leap of faith, if you will, and finally put your own label out there?
I think I had a final disagreement with the record label I was with. I had been with them, I don't know, since 2006. Yeah, about 12 years I was with them. And I had produced a lot of great records for them. And I wasn't 100%, I was grateful for what they did do, but I was a little bit upset about the things that I think they could have done better, which would have propelled my career in a different direction, I think. And I thought also, with all the music that I've done for them, I didn't own any of it, especially songs that I've written. I owned the publishing, but I didn't own the masters to it. So I had no control over it. And knowing that one song I did a recording of, I think it's When I Fall in Love, I think. And I think there's a Brazilian soap opera that played it for years on end, and I think I maybe made $500 from it or so, if that much. Wow. So once you know how important ownership is. Of course, we listened to Prince say it forever and ever,
own your masters.
But yeah. But now I see the difference. I haven't made a ton of money yet from this endeavor at this point, but I know it's going to pay off one day. But I do see the difference in ownership and just being the artist. And so I'm glad that I made that leap.
So what's your plan for the label? I mean, do you plan on bringing other artists in? And if so, what type of artists would you be looking for?
As soon as I get to the point where I can make some money, I'm trying to, that's why I keep pumping out singles. Right. Like my next single coming out, it came out on the 1st.
Right. And that's something totally new for you, pushing out singles, because before it was put the album out and it does what it does.
Right.
This is a whole new game for you.
Yeah, I think the idea of putting out singles, I mean, it's also to build my catalog, and also to build like funding to try to raise money to do my 14th album. That's what my plan is. My plan is my plan was to make enough money from the singles to fund the record myself. So I didn't have to do, especially this year, COVID, because, I had so many great gigs and so many well-paying gigs this year that were just taken away from me, and those gigs were enough money to fund my record. And that's why it's late. That's why it's, my record should have been out last summer, but it's going to probably take me to next summer to raise the money to do it.
But as you mentioned, you are putting out these incredible singles, and you were just about to talk about one which was just released on the 1st, Soft Words, which is written by the baby Smooth, if you will. He thinks he's as cool as Baby. You know, he's a good brother, though. He's a good brother.
He is. He really is.
Dwayne Reed, and produced by my dog, Chris Big Dog Davis. Always incredible anytime anybody teams up with Chris Big Dog Davis.
I know.
But tell us about this song, Soft Words.
Well, Soft Words, I was so glad that Dwayne brought this. He originally brought it to us as an anniversary gift for his wife, or a birthday gift for his wife. So that was the main just behind the song. But after we heard it, after we produced it and got it together, we just discussed. I said, Dwayne, would you be interested in putting this out on my label? And he was really excited about that. So
nice.
I thought it should be a sweet single. This song means so much to me because when I grew up, my parents were very strong about what message you say to each other, and how you preserve your relationship and how you protect your relationship with someone. And so even though they had arguments and disagreements, they did things where they wouldn't speak. That was hard on everybody. I couldn't take that either. But I guess it was not even, that's a lot less worse than them, fighting and all that kind of stuff. But the arguments and disagreements they had, they still had the respect for each other to choose the best words, or that they tried to choose the best words to communicate how they were feeling. And when you have that, I want that kind of relationship. I want someone that, I just want, like I said, when my song Loving You Is Easy, I want someone who will speak to me. I know you have to, I don't want a man to not be a man and not voice his opinion and not, I don't know. I'm trying to find the right way to say this, but I want my man to be a man, but I want him also not to speak to me harshly.
Right. You don't want strong words.
Yeah.
You want soft words.
I guess it's kind of sort of what I mean.
You gotta love it.
I think it's a better way of communicating. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. I think that's what I pretty much want.
Yes. Communication is key in any and all relationships, and things are said and received much easier when there are soft words. Let's listen to it right now. Cool Jazz Conversations premiere Maysa, Soft Words, here on Cool Jazz Conversations.
Never knew time well spent would reap such sweet nourishment. Never knew if we looked we would see. I never guessed you and me. Never knew that this could be. Can't believe the strength in words we have found. Strength in soft words, the sweetest melody to my ear. With every little word you're giving me, strength in soft words. I love the harmony I hear. I'm loving the harmony.
I tell you, she said it best, boy. She said, I want a man to speak to me with soft words. Yes, those are the words of Maysa, straight out of Baltimore. I always call her B-More's baby girl. I hope she doesn't mind. I've been calling her that for years.
I love that. No, I love it.
Yes, truly a friend, and so glad to have her here, hanging out with us on Cool Jazz Conversations, kicking off the new year. So again, thank you very much for your time. That's one incredible song, and again, it speaks to, it could almost be like a theme song, if you will, for a couple.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Definitely in a day and age where, during 2020, with COVID and so many folks being at home together, quarantining, what have you, a lot of things went up. Domestic violence went up. Suicides went up, alcoholism gone crazy, we need reminders like this to speak to each other on a human level.
Yes.
So that everything just doesn't come off harshly. You know, mental health
Right.
is crazy right now for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Whether it's because of we're dealing with family members who are in the household or worrying about COVID, or many people laid off or what have you. So nobody needs that added stress of being
Right.
guilty or criticized in a way that is just, you know, harsh or what have you. So we
Yeah.
definitely need that reminder to speak to one another with soft words. So
Yeah, oh, yeah.
thank you for that, my dear.
Thank you, honey.
What would you say would be the perfect pairing of wine to have with that song?
Wow, I think a Moscato.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I know. I don't know anymore.
Are you serious?
I know that if I do drink wine, it has to be a Moscato. That's all I know. Dessert wine, something sweet.
Something sweet.
Have a pound cake with it or something like that, you know.
Oh, boy.
That's how I know. That's how I'm going to take care of my husband. I'm going to make him some kind of cake and have a nice wine and have nice music and candles waiting on him.
Every night.
I can't wait. I'm playing in my whole relationship. I'm telling you.
There's nothing
I
wrong with
used to do it. I had it, you know, I was that kind of chick. I was that kind of girlfriend. But
that.
I just, the guys I met wanted me to share them with the world, so I couldn't do that.
You got to put it out into the universe. You know, you build it and they will come. So hats off to you for getting yourself ready mentally and everything else so that you'll be ready for that knight in shining armor when he comes your way.
Yes, I hope so. I've been waiting
Ready
a long
to speak
time.
those soft words. Lord have mercy on me. Lord have mercy on me. So, you know, there aren't too many vocalists out there that have classic songs that are, you know, staples, if you will. And you, my dear, you have plenty of songs that are staples and favorites of so many people out there. What is your favorite song to perform in concert?
Wow, so many. Wow, but I think my favorite one that's been around since 1992 is Deep Waters by Incognito. That's the song that everybody, I just love the reaction.
Yes.
Give, I can't believe that song has carried me through my whole life. It's amazing. It's almost half my life.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
And that song is very personal for you as well.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That song is about my son's father, my son Jazz's father. And he was the original percussionist with Incognito. And we had a very interesting relationship. And that's how Bluey came to write the song. You know, when I first got there, you know, I didn't know anybody. And he was kind of one of the band members that really kind of gravitated towards me and tried to make me feel welcome and all that kind of stuff. And that kind of turned to a friendship and turned to, you know, a love relationship. I would say within 4 months of me being there.
Wow.
Living in London. So it was interesting because, you know, we were both young. He was very young and very handsome and very popular with the groupies, I should say. And so, so I had to deal with that. I mean, it was incredible. Like I said, we went around the world 5 or 6 times. And it was just, every time we went to a city, the same girls would show up. I mean, they would never do anything like leave or blow up or get married. It would be the same women almost every time we went back to the same city. So I had to deal with that. It was a lot. It was just a lot of drama. But we've run out of it. We're friends. We've been friends for a long time, ever since Jazz was born, mostly. And so everything's cool with us now. But back then, there was a lot of drama. And I lived that. And I, you know, put all that emotion into that song. And it resonated with a lot of people. And it's still doing it. It trips me out at this, you know, at this point that people are just learning about the song, or they just, you know, or they just have kept it close to them for, 28 years now almost?
Yeah. But let me tell you, when you perform that song on stage, it is as if you are going through the emotions right now.
Yeah.
Like fresh. Like you just saw him with the groupies backstage. Like that is the type of energy that you bring and I've seen you perform that song a million times, but every time you go there, which I think is simply amazing, and not everybody can do that. But on the flip side, you know, as you sit here and tell this story about the fact that Bluey wrote the song, I'm thinking of the type of mindset that Bluey was in, seeing two of his band members.
I know.
You know, in this relationship, because I'm sure as a band leader, I'm going to try to keep everybody, except there will be no commingling or habitation going on up in here in my room. And so he watched all of this unfold.
Yeah,
so,
and it was terrible. I was terrible. I would, you know, I would have attitudes. I would be quiet. Like after I saw, if he was with some girl, then I would just stay in my bunk, or I would stay in the back to myself. I wouldn't really speak to anybody. I mean, I would be cordial, but I wasn't out there being sociable with everybody and being, you know, like, and I was just in a shell. I would go into the shell, and he was like, what is going on? So he was like, look, he's not the right guy right now in your life. He needs something different, and you need something different. And he's not gonna, his specific words were, he's not gonna give you that white picket fence your dad gave your mother.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. And that's when I kind of, and then of course my mother, she was like, oh, I told you to leave him alone, you know, kind of thing. So she was just straight up, you know, leave him alone, he's not good for you and all that kind of stuff. So I think it took me a while to get over him. And it's so funny, I was over him when I got pregnant with Jazz. It's the funny part. I don't know how that happened.
Oh,
but,
wow.
you know, that's just the way life
just
is.
One more time, just one last time. So you thought, one last time, and I'm done with you. A lifetime. A lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
Lord have mercy. Yes, yes, yes. So, you know, over the years, you've collaborated with so many great male vocalists, Will Downing, Bill Perry, Dwele, countless others. Is there anybody on your list right now that you would like to work with?
Yes, two, Gregory Porter and Kim. Those are the two I'm going for, and I'm going for this album.
Okay.
Might not have a record company push behind me, but I'm gonna find a way to get to them and get them somehow. I would love to work with them on this next record.
Gregory, truly one of my favorite male vocals, but what is it about Gregory that resonates with you?
Gregory Porter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Gregory Porter is just his sound. I think I want to hear our sounds together. I want to hear our voices and how they would, you know, musically intertwine. I'm very curious about how that would sound. And he just had his voice is the sound of his voice, pretty much like yours. It's such a warm and very interesting feeling it gives you when we hear voices like that. And I want to work with him and see what we can come up with. With Kim, of course, he's in another interesting voice. Sorry, my dog's stop. But so he has another interesting voice that I want to explore. So I just want to, you know, the opportunity to work with those guys and see what we come up with to make kind of a different sound for 2021.
And one thing I love about Gregory is that his voice has so much crossover appeal.
Yeah,
you know.
Absolutely.
He can do the straight ahead, but he can also go contemporary. I love the ballad that he did with Layla.
Oh yeah.
Insanity. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the duet he did with Kim is fantastic.
Yes. And yeah, I welcome both of those collaborations for you. So let's talk one of the fan favorite things right now. About 3 years ago, you opened up your home to present the hottest Sunday night ticket on social media. I'm talking about kitchen karaoke right there in Baltimore at home. How great it is. You get to, you know, throw some makeup on and and put on some flashy dashy and sit in your kitchen and entertain hundreds of thousands of people. How crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I started this in March of 2016. and now we're all hitting on 5 years in this coming March. Just crazy that it's been happening so long. It started off as me just introducing a new website. I went on Facebook Live at the urging of Walter Beasley. He's trying to keep me in the loop of the new thing that's coming out and new thing that you're supposed to do. And he told me about Periscope. He told me about Facebook Live. He said, you really should do a Facebook Live. That's a new thing. And so I came on one night, and I just did it from my house. And it was interesting. I was a little shy, a little embarrassed. Like, I didn't know what to say or do. And then I decided to sing a song, and then somebody said, well, can you do this again next week? This was fun. And I said, okay, I'll come back next Sunday night. And that's how we started that. And then after I moved back into my parents' house, we had a fire, and when I rebuilt the house, and we were just in my kitchen. I just showed that the other day, a few weeks ago, that we were in having a Christmas Eve concert, a kitchen karaoke, I should say. And we were in the kitchen, the undone kitchen. Nothing was done. It was some cabinets and an island, and that's it. That's all that was here. But we still had pizza, and we had a good time. We sang Christmas carols, and it was beautiful. And one of my cousins said, "Oh, this is Maysa's Kitchen Karaoke," and that's how that name became permanent. Nice. And so from that point on, I just started, finishing the kitchen, rebuilding it, and having karaoke here in my kitchen every Sunday night. Having friends over, you were one of them, came over, and
that's right.
And we had good times. I love cooking, so I would cook food for my friends, and then we would party and have a good time. This house I grew up in, my parents' home, they had so many parties when I was a kid. And I used to sit on these steps and just like, I want to go downstairs so bad because we couldn't go down, We weren't allowed to go to the parties, Yes. And so to have the parties now is just such a beautiful thing. And my son, he enjoys it so much, and all the kids in my family enjoy it. So it's just such a huge blessing. And kitchen karaoke before COVID was my gift back to everybody who has given me a 20, almost 30-year career.
Wow.
That's a gift from people, that people support you for so long. And since COVID, after pretty much losing much of my job and not having any income, people have been super generous with Cash Apps and PayPals and all that kind of thing to kind of help, give their tips or whatever to help keep me, they've helped keep me going, and been such a huge blessing to me. So, it's amazing, but one day I want to return back to the kitchen karaoke a week. I call it the big kitchen karaoke, where I can have my friends over. Yeah. We can party like we did before, because it's so fun and people love them. And everybody who watches karaoke has become family. It's a thing. It's like everybody meets every week and they speak, and we talk about stuff. We help each other through losses and happiness and celebrations. And so I'm glad it is what it is. And so I'm. I have to do a little fighting with Facebook from time to time, as far as them cutting me off sometimes, but for the most part, we enjoy it. I know, yeah. And the thing is, it's my music, and it's my, it's I don't know. They send me, for instance, they'll send me, today we cut you off because you sang music by Maysa. Like, really?
It's like, who's in the control room?
Right. I was like, you on Maysa's page.
Right. Can you read? Oh, man. But yeah, hopefully that will get worked out soon. But family, if you've never seen the Sunday night kitchen karaoke, or whatever night you end up doing it on, you gotta check it out. It is always fun. You never know who's going to show up.
Right.
I can guarantee you it's going to be a great time. I had a ball when I was sitting in the kitchen with Art Sherrod and Wayne Brooks, and who else was there?
Dwayne Lee was here. Rod Daniels, Randy Dennis. It's a whole lot of people. It was great.
Legends, and we're just having a great April Ryan.
Yeah.
We're singing, having a ball. It was just so much fun, and I can't wait to be invited back into the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
When things are a lot safer. And I miss seeing Wanda dance as well. Wanda definitely cuts a rug. So put that on your schedule, family, to check out Maysa's kitchen karaoke. It is always a good time. And the chat is one of my favorite parts, just seeing what everybody's saying and having everybody check in. So yes, it's definitely a family affair for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, 2021, it's here.
Mhm.
Outside of things getting back to a sense of normalcy, what else is Maysa looking forward to the most in 2021?
Yeah, honestly, the most, I just want to go back to work. I just want to go on tour again. I want to see everybody. I want to hug everybody. I want to, sign CDs, and I want to do those things that I've grown to love for the last 30 years. And I've tried to adjust to it, and thank God I have the karaoke to help me through the rough parts.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I just want to get back to it. That's all I got planned. I'm finishing my 14th solo album called Music for Your Soul. That should be out hopefully by the summertime.
Nice.
And that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. That's all I'm focused on.
That's right. So this year marks your 30th year as a solo recording artist. What's the biggest thing that Maysa has learned about herself in these 30 years?
Wow. I've learned that I'm stronger than I thought. That I was able to survive the harshness of the music industry. It's a terrible, rough industry to be in. It has many beautiful parts to it, but there are a lot of people kind of hell-bent on making it horrible. And so in order to survive that, God has brought me through all of it. I never had to compromise my morals one day to sing a note. And so I've been blessed to survive this whole thing and to keep at it. I have a lot more I think I can do. The older I get, it seems like the more fearless I get. So I hope that there's a lot more to come. I'm ready for some new avenues to open up for me in the movies and TV and all that kind of stuff.
You trying to get into the acting world?
No, not
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, come on now, we can do something together.
I did one play and I thought I was having a nervous breakdown. I was like, no, I can't.
I could put you opposite Uncle Rufus.
Yeah, I want to see Uncle Rufus. Maybe we can collaborate. See, that's enough for us I want to sing with. I forgot about Uncle Rufus. I got to sing with him this year.
Yeah.
Next year, got to do it. No, that's only that to you, honey. You're doing a great job with that. But that's another thing. Like, I have a great respect for people who can act, and it's a big deal to me. So I wouldn't even attempt to think that's where I want to go. But I want my music to be in movies and on TV, and
nice.
I want to see that happen before I leave this earth. I want to see that happen.
Well, it's definitely coming for sure. And since you put it out in the universe already that, you are attracting that man to your life.
Yes.
For those out there who may be wondering, what is it that Maysa likes to do for fun?
Wow. I'm easygoing. I like walking around the park. I like movies. I hope we can go back to the movies. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I like going bowling.
Okay.
I like the casino.
Are you any good bowling?
No. I still like to try.
Nothing wrong with that.
I love arcades and stuff like that. So Dave and Buster's and all that kind of stuff. I like that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's all good. I'm easy peasy. I like sitting home watching movies. I can watch TV and chill out, I'm not a complicated person. It's easy going. Just want to be happy no matter what.
Just want to be happy. Just want to be happy and have some soft words whispered in
Yeah.
your ear. There it is.
Yes.
The very lovely Maysa, Grammy nominated, my sister. I have nothing but love for you. I can't say it enough. We don't say it enough in this world today. So I love you. Thank you so much
Love you
for
too.
always heeding the call. Anytime I pick up the phone, you've always been there for me. So thank you, and I appreciate you for that. Congrats on 30 years. This is going to be an incredible year for you. This album is going to continue to do great things, building off of the energy and success that it's already had coming out of 2020. So congrats to you there. And I'm wishing you nothing but love, my dear. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, honey.
First
Thank
show
you, sweetheart.
2021 here on Cool Jazz Conversations.
You are not alone because I understand. I'm here to hold your hand through all of your tomorrows. You are not alone. I'll be right by your side. I'll be right here to guide you to your better days. When you face a world of trouble and you need a helping hand, when you have so many questions and it's so hard to understand, well, I've walked this road before you, so you can trust in me. Hold on to me, and I